All right, thanks everyone. So we have what we would call a very thin market, and that means that the strength is coming from very few places. So that means if we watch these few places, it'll give us insight into what the market is going to do. Sometimes markets are hard to read. A lot of different things are going on, but sometimes they're pretty simple. And the reason why I say this is because whatever strength we've had has come out of the consumer discretionary sector. And the strength in the consumer discretionary sector is basically two stocks, Amazon and Tesla, which make up about 40% of that industry. So here's the S&P, very quiet this morning on Monday here, but kind of slowly working higher. Now, if we look at the different sectors, sorry, here are our 11 different sectors. See, these little ones down here, they don't really affect the broader markets that much. But we're going to look at tech, we're going to look at financials, industrials, communication services, healthcare, consumer discretionary. All right, so the first thing we'll do is we'll take a look at tech. And as you can see, for the last 3 days, it's basically gone sideways and it's down a little bit this morning. So the strength is not coming from there. We're going to look at our financial sector. And as you can see, that has been trending lower and actually has been kind of flat. We can look at our industrials, trending lower. Communication services, well, I mean, there's been a little bit of strength here. This is mostly Google and Facebook, though. But this is kind of it's trending higher, but it's not overbought because we trended sideways for 3 days. Now, let's look at our consumer discretionary sector. See how that's gapping up? And it's gapping up again this morning. Now, we can look at a couple momentum indicators. I personally like the Bollinger Bands and the RSI. You can't really overcomplicate it. I think a lot of newer traders if they put a bunch of different things on their charts, they're going to be able to figure stuff out. But it's just going to make you confused. I mean, if we look at these technical indicators here, probably 80% of, if not more of these, are just different ways of measuring momentum. So I think you're better off just picking two or three and getting really comfortable with them. So for my whole trading career here, I've pretty much have used the Bollinger Bands and the relative strength index. Let me make this a little bit more easy to look at. I don't know why they always use purple. I mean, I'm sure they got like scientific data that says that that's the best, color to use or whatever. And I'm going to make this blue. So now this red line is 2 standard deviations above the 20-day moving average, right? This is important because a lot of trading systems are based on statistics, and statistics tell us that 95% of trading should be within 2 standard deviations of the mean. So if you've noticed, the last couple of times we've gotten above it, a sell-off follows, and clearly now we're right above it. This is RSI. Again, different ways of measuring the same thing. But this is how it looks over here. Now, if we look at the sector makeup, just like we could look at the sectors of the S&P to get insight into what the S&P is going to do, we can look at the stocks that are within the different sectors to get insight. So now look at this. Amazon and Tesla together are just about over 40% of this entire sector. The next biggest company is Home Depot, which is 7.5%. Brookings Holdings is 4%, and then you get down to McDonald's is 3.7%. So these stocks have all been going sideways, but Amazon and Tesla have not. So let's go look at Amazon. Notice very overbought. Down a little bit this morning, but I would say it's actually pretty much unchanged. And then we could look at Tesla. And Tesla's very overbought as well. So basically, we have one sector that's really been the strength of whatever strength has been in the market. And within that sector, we have 2 stocks that are 40% of it that have been the strength of that sector. So basically, we just watch these 2 stocks, and if they turn, then the market starts to turn. And they're each really overbought, so they probably will. Okay, hope that helps, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks, everyone.